Hello everyone and welcome to episode 51 of Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. In this episode we're going to begin to explore Manaan. Should be fun. Security droid. Beep boop. There's a Selkath.
You can actually hear him beep boop now.
Can you? Yeah, I guess you're like 15 seconds behind me.
Yeah.
Got something on your mind, dude?
You never ever actually said why you decided to come with me.
No, I never did I? Elusive? Me, elusive? Obviously, you've never tried to grab a Twi'lek dancing girl after drinking too much Onderon Willick juice. At any rate, I already told you why I wanted to leave. I'd seen everything I wanted to on Kashyyyk. Time to go. Time to move on.
Move on to where?
To bed. To bed. I'm old and tired.
No, really.
How many kilometer-high trees can you find an interest in before you figure you've had enough? I'd bet you can't be bothered to stay in one room for more than 15 minutes. And then there's all the critters in the Shadowlands. I'm just happy to be back in space, doing something new. Is that too much to ask?
No, I guess not.
Now, is that so hard? An old man has to be allowed some petty eccentricities. Nice to see you agree for once. I'll admit, for all its flaws, Kashyyyk was home enough. But when you came along and I saw the destiny you had before you, I couldn't help but be intrigued.
You know what my destiny is?
Of course not. Weren't you listening last time? I can see that you have a destiny before you, but the details are far from clear. In fact, everything about you that I can see is odd. Slightly off. As if my eyes are trying to trick me. Something is very dark about you. But, I'm sure you don't need to hear my ruminations. You've probably got enough nosy Jedi offering you one opinion after another to make you sick.
Now tell me more of what you see.
The future will come of its own accord, trust me. Sometimes navel-gazing at it doesn't get you anywhere. I wouldn't worry about it too much if I were you. You remind me a bit of Nomi. That can't be all bad.
Nomi?
Nomi Sunrider. She came late to the Force, just as you have, and became one of the greatest Jedi ever. Oh, fine, fine lass. Whether you'll follow the same path remains to be seen. For one thing, we'll never get anywhere if you stand around chatting up old men all day.
So you're coming as an observer?
Nonsense. Have I ever refused to help you when you asked? How confused can one person be anyway? One thing I will say is that this little escapade does remind me a bit of my adventuring days before the war. Those were exciting times. Or at least it would remind me of those times if we didn't stand around. What's keeping you? You're too young to be so talkative. Shoo! Shoo!
If you have any other questions, you should probably see Roland Wan. He's the Republic diplomat here. He's by the Republic.
Well, I forgot to mention that my friend Eric and I recorded a podcast where we discussed E3 and everything shown at E3.
I can't talk now. I've got to get this Colto loaded up before my ship.
So if you guys want to go over to the website, http://www.digital-delirium.com, you can check that out and see everything that we posted over there. And we talked for over an hour about it, and there's a lot to talk about from E3, so that's pretty cool. And we haven't done a podcast in a while, so let's talk to the Selkath Merchant. Tell me about Auto City. Tell me about Manon. Let's take a look at his inventory. Okay, I want to show sell items. Let's see if I got anything to sell. Dark Jedi robe. Combat suits. Darth Bandon's fiber armor, Davik's war suit. Karth's double sword. Okay, I got, let's see, I can sell off some blaster rifles for 3, 2, 1. I know, they're worth a lot. You don't need to tell me that. Okay, I sold off a lot of shit. I also put a more powerful processor in my PC.
Oh yeah.
I was running on an old AMD Phenom 2 945, which is a quad-core processor at 3.2 gig, I believe. And I upgraded to a AMD FX 8350, I want to say it's called.
That's 8 cores.
And it's an 8-core processor at 4 gig.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with AMD products.
They're great. They've been great for years.
Well, I use Intel CPUs.
Exotic species? What sort of exotic species? I need to upgrade my graphics card at some point, but I'm going to be running on 32 gig of RAM and that 8-core processor, so it'll be pretty beastly.
Yeah. Get an video. On those fucking overpriced Titans. $1,500 fucking dollars for a GPU. Titan,
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend that much.
Titan X or whatever. One of them's like fucking $1,500, which is really fucking insane.
Yeah. As if that weren't enough, I also got a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And it came with,
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that too.
it came with, The Last of Us Remastered, which you need to buy, damn it.
Yeah, I know. There we go.
Play that fucking game, and then play Half-Life 2.
Gonna throw it at me. I was gonna ask if you got the bundle. I just got the normal one because I got it last year. Yeah, I got last year.
And then it came, and then because I bought it at GameStop, and evidently they have some kind of deal right now or something, because I got another game for free, and I got Bloodborne, which is still $60 at GameStop for free, so that was cool.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah. We also got Alien Isolation, Evil Within, and stuff.
And then I bought some games online. I've only received 2 of the 4. I should get the rest. So by the time you guys are watching this, I will have them.
And that Wolfenstein: The Old Blood's gonna come out on physical copies, so you can wait until that comes out.
But I bought Wolfenstein: The New Order, which has not come in. The Evil Within, which has not come in.
Yeah, I think you should do Wolfenstein first, just out of...
And then I got Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, which is the Tomb Raider reboot, the PlayStation 4 version. So, I mean, there are better looking PlayStation 4 versions. Now, it started off as a PlayStation 3 game, obviously. And it looks better than the PlayStation 3 counterpart, definitely. And then I got Alien Isolation.
That much. I didn't even get the fucking Alien yet, to be honest. On the PS4 version. I got it on Steam now. It was on sale for like $1 one time.
It's fucking amazing.
When I played it, it was only ran at 30 FPS, which kind of pissed me off.
I am not that far into it. I haven't even gotten to the Xeno yet.
Yeah, I know, like I did. Shit, I don't even know where I stopped at. That was a long time. That was like last year.
Dumping a Gizka on this.
That game does look...
They're his problem now.
Time to listen to your stories.
I wish there was somebody could share PT with you, but I guess there's no way of doing that now.
I'm really enjoying the game. Like, the atmosphere of Alien Isolation is so fucking thick, you couldn't cut it with a knife. And
attention to detail is crazy.
yeah, the attention to detail is really, really impressive. And they absolutely nail the look of the first film.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's amazing how
That eerie, like, lonesome, like, feeling you get aboard that ship. It's not like Aliens where it's just like action, here's a bunch of aliens, shoot type of deal. It's like a more like...
there is one Xeno.
Like, oh my god, there's a fucking Xenomorph, I have like barely any ammo, and it's not gonna do shit to him anyway. Like, that's later in the game.
Yeah, there's one Xeno in this game, and ah, shit.
You know, I heard he does have really cheap, like, he has like really cheap mechanics sometimes where he, like, if you hide in a locker or hide somewhere, you'll walk in and walk out, then
Got something on you.
you'll actually like run back in really fast, like, as if to like trick you, but sometimes it's really cheap.
Yeah, can't go out there. This, I love the UI on the PlayStation 4. It's fucking awesome. It's very slick and well designed, I think, and it is so much better than the one on the original.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 3, rather.
Yeah, definitely.
And I love that it's very fast, too. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Because, like, the PS3 had you press the home button, then you had to wait for the fucking shit to load on the interface, and then, you know, it was kind of, like, annoying at times.
Yeah, this is, you press the home button and it pops up instantly.
And it pops, yeah. Exactly. I have a theme on mine, but there wasn't that many themes when I last checked. Because that was actually a newer thing they introduced, because originally you couldn't get any themes for your interface.
Yeah, they've improved it quite a bit, but there's one feature that I really want them to add, or two features. Backwards compatibility, obviously, that's the big one. Everybody wants that. And the ability to play CDs. It'll play DVDs, it'll play Blu-rays, it won't play CDs. What's up with that?
Yeah, it's really weird.
But all in all, it's a really impressive and very nice machine.
But that's a different story.
I enjoy it. And the controller is really impressive. Like, I've never held a controller that's this comfortable.
Even the R3 and L3 buttons are really good too. Like when you like click them in, it feels really like, you know, like responsive and feels right. I don't know how to describe it, but and of course the fucking bumper buttons are so much fucking better than the PS3. Oh my god.
God, can I turn you options, audio settings? Okay, I tried to turn you up there. No, just have him as loud as he can possibly go because I can barely hear him. See, I don't have a deck. I don't want to pay you for a deck either. I don't want to play the card game.
Vegas. No one knows how to play that shit.
I don't know why they put card games. Like, I guess people play them because they put them. There's a card game in this game. There's a card game in Final Fantasy VIII. Ubisoft. You know who had a surprisingly good conference? Ubisoft. It didn't drag. They showed a bunch of cool-looking games. They showed off more Rainbow Six Siege, which looks great. They showed off more.
Can't remember Ubisoft's. I saw the after show. But...
God, what was that other game that they showed? Ghost Recon, which at first I thought was some kind of expansion or something for Far Cry, but it wasn't. It was Ghost Recon. They didn't actually have a Far Cry game this year. But yeah, the impressive showing overall. They kept the painful awkwardness that they love to do in their conferences to a minimum. Because usually their conferences are just a pain in the ass to sit and watch.
You go figure, it's Ubisoft. Of course, there's Assassin's Creed, go figure.
Yeah, they showed off the new Assassin's Creed. They didn't have any gameplay of it, so that was disappointing. Squaresoft had a press conference and it sucked. They spent more time talking about the games than they did showing them. And it's not that they didn't have anything cool to show. They had Just Cause 3, which looks cool. You know?
Yeah. Kind of sucky when you're at E3 and you can't even see the damn game, you know? They're just talking about it.
They announced Nier 2, which I don't think anybody expected them to announce. They showed off Kingdom Hearts 3, which I'm not a big Kingdom Hearts fan, but a lot of people are, so they're all happy about it. That they had the exact same trailer for Worlds of Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy VII Remake that they showed off at the Sony conference. Which, when you do that, it just kind of slows down. Like, show something different, you know?
Yeah. That World of Final Fantasy game looks kind of interesting in a way, I guess. But of course, Final Fantasy VII stole the show. Of course it's going to do that.
And Deus Ex, the new Deus Ex looks fucking phenomenal. And I cannot wait for that shit. It looks great. So they had cool games they spent more time talking about than actually showing. And if you're going to sit there and talk and talk and talk, your press conference is going to drag on and on and on, and it sucked.
Yeah.
Their conference sucked.
Obey the laws here on Manaan, human.
Let's talk to this guy. Don't worry, I'll follow the rules. What are the rules exactly? And I'll tell you who had a good showing, though, was Bethesda. They didn't show very many games, but they had three games that got everybody excited.
Oh, yeah. That was Fallout alone. I like how he was like, yeah, we're using id Tech 6, or like we like to call it id Tech 666.
Yeah, they started off with Doom, and you can't start off a conference any stronger than starting off with Doom.
Especially the gameplay and stuff, we showed all that.
The gameplay was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It looks so fucking old school. It looks like Doom.
Yeah, it has a strafing's back, and it just looks like you get to run around really fast and just shoot demons like, you know, you're supposed to.
I actually really like this planet. I think it's really pretty.
Hell looks cool too.
Yeah, they showed Hell as well. And they have a map maker for it that looks really cool.
Multiplayer looks interesting. I can play different monsters or demons and stuff.
Yeah, they showed off you playing as a Revenant, which is cool.
I want to play as an Archvile and just murder everybody cheaply.
And they showed off all, like, this is gory, it's violent, it's everything you could possibly want from Doom. Fast-paced as fuck, a lot of enemies that you have to deal with at once. It looks glorious.
Yeah. Like, and then they showed, if you kill enemies, you get health and stuff. I can see people bitching about that, like the nip.
Yeah, there were people bitching about that, and I was like,
of course. Go figure. God forbid it's anything different than the original Doom at all. In any way, shape, or form.
Melee attacks.
Like grabbing a fucking guy's foot and crushing his face with it.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff was not in the original Doom.
Oh, Brutal Doom, of course, that's different.
So it looks to me like they're taking some inspiration from Brutal Doom.
Oh, definitely. Which is good to see, too. They showed off Doom, they showed off some game nobody cares about, aka Battle Cry.
Battle Cry looks like a multiplayer version of, or a melee version of Team Fortress 2.
It has a cartoony style to it.
It really looks like a melee version of TF2.
I don't think nobody there really cared for that stuff, to be honest. I mean,
yeah, they showed off
Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2, which got a lot of people excited. I played and beat the first Dishonored. Decent game, didn't blow me away like it did a lot of other people.
Yeah, like I was like, okay, get on the Fallout, please. That's what I'm here for.
And then they talked a little bit about the Elder Scrolls MMO, which I joked about that. I was like, are you guys coming out here to apologize for that MMO?
Yeah, because apparently it sucked balls initially. Apparently I had like there wasn't that much to do or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, apparently it was a buggy mess at launch.
Oh, good figure. I wonder how buggy Fallout 4 is going to be if that's the case.
Hopefully less buggy than New Vegas.
So, their games are always buggy. Was Morrowind that buggy when that came out? I don't even know.
Probably.
Oh, I guess. I know that fucking always in Fallout was buggy as hell. Oblivion was kind of.
And yeah, they ended their conference with like 20 minutes of Fallout, and it looks great.
Oh, it does look good. Build a house with your dog and stuff.
Yeah, and the dog cannot die, which is awesome.
Oh, I think I said it could die.
Nope, dog can't die.
Oh, because oh my god.
He can pass out in the middle of battle and stuff like that, but he can't die.
That's good because oh my god, dog meat in Fallout 3 is kind of useless when it comes to combat.
I love dog meat.
I do too. Like I do too, but he's like good for like doing stuff other than combat, like as in like searching the environment for stuff. And because as soon as I found him in my first playthrough, he died immediately. I couldn't really reload a save because I was wandering the wasteland and didn't have any auto saves at the time. So he just died.
Yeah, you gotta save often.
Oh, especially on the fucking PS3 version, that's awful. It freezes so much of this shit.
I had a lot more freezes on the PS3 version in New Vegas.
Yeah, because it has to do with like the PS3's memory or something, because it's different. Especially if you use the same file over and over, if you like overwrite the same thing, it gets to the point where it just gets really like buggy and like the FPS drops a lot, and that's what I read at least. Fallout
3 locked up on me like maybe once. Fallout New Vegas locked up on me 12 times.
Like, I remember Fallout 3 froze, I'd say, like 4 to 5 times on the 360.
New Vegas was much buggier and much worse. I mean, if that weren't bad enough, the frame rate would drop down to the single digits and it would become unplayable at times. It was a mess at launch. And it's gotten better, but it's still not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it stable.
Yeah. Like, the PC version's obviously better when it comes to that sort of thing, but if you're using, like, a higher OS, like 8 or something, like, it kind of actually runs kind of shitty sometimes, because it's not optimized for that. Like, Fallout 3 doesn't fucking run on anything above Vista. You have to tinker with the fucking code of the game and shit just to make it run, because you can only use up to 2 cores only on your CPU. So it won't run on anything above 2 cores, which is bullshit.
Play it on a fucking console, you noob.
It's fun on PC though, like Fallout at least.
But it'll run on a console, that's the point I'm getting. It runs perfectly fine on your console.
Just gotta tinker with the shit in the game. Oh, speaking of PCs, like, what exactly was at the PC conference at E3?
I didn't watch it. It was 2.5 hours long and apparently a lot of talking.
Jodie, it is you.
Was it just like hardware stuff, or is that pretty
I
much
need
it?
your help.
Laura.
I can't really see it being anything other
All
than
the peeps didn't even know I'd left Kashyyyk.
I didn't. Nobody knew where you were, not even Sunry. But I heard the Selkath mention you and your friends. The Force has brought you to help us.
Why? Whatever could be the matter, my dear?
It's horrible, Jolie. Sunry has been arrested. The Sith have accused him of murder.
Murder? But how?
It's all a mistake, Jolie. Sunry isn't a murderer. Someone is trying to frame him.
Calm down, Alora. Where's Sunry now?
Sunry's being held at the Selkath courts. They won't let anyone in to see him. Please.
I got Fallout 3 on the PS3, but I don't feel like playing it because of just how funny it is.
Don't worry, Alora. We'll get to the bottom of this and
It's already fucking farmed all the stuff on the 360 version. That's stuff I have.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it here.
Alright.
Thank you everybody for watching this episode of Let's Play Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. Please
now
like,
you
comment,
can
and
design your
subscribe
own
down below.
custom sofa and
It
get
would be
it in
greatly
just 3
appreciated.
days.
We'll talk to you guys next
With
time. Thanks
iSofa
everybody.